Be me, femina, living with parents while finishing school. Mom is the most based woman I've ever met in my life. Like genuinely red-pilled, shit posts on 4chan, sends me edgy memes at 3 a.m. Dad is the complete opposite, total soy Reddit cuck, Marvel Funko Pop collection, says heckin' good doggo, posts on wholesome memes unironically. Mom constantly roasts him, and he just takes it with a smile. One day I'm in the kitchen with Mom making dinner. She's telling me about how she destroyed some feminist on a thread earlier. Mom, serious question. What's up? Why did you marry Dad? You two are like complete opposites. She stops chopping vegetables and gets this look on her face. Honestly, out of pity initially. What? Explain please, because that sounds insane. She laughs. Your dad asked me to prom senior year. No other girl wanted to go with him because he was awkward and nerdy. And you said yes out of pity? Yeah, I felt bad for him. He was sweet and nobody gave him a chance. But you're still married like 25 years later? Because somewhere along the way, I actually fell in love with him. He's genuine, kind, and he puts up with my shit. Dad walks in right then. Are you telling the pity prom story again? Just explaining to our daughter why I settled for you. Dad kisses her cheek. And I'm grateful every day that you did. Mom tries to look annoyed, but she's smiling. It's weird, but kind of sweet in a dysfunctional way. Fast forward a few months, I match with a guy on a dating app. Let's call him Connor. He works in trades, electrician specifically, makes good money. Conservative values, traditional mindset, actually has his life together. We've been talking for a few weeks and I really like him. Decide it's time for him to meet my parents. I warn him beforehand. My mom is extremely based and will probably test you. My dad is a soy boy who collects Marvel toys. Your mom sounds cool and your dad sounds interesting. Interesting is one way to put it. The day comes and I'm nervous as hell. Connor shows up in a nice button-up shirt and jeans, brings flowers for mom and a 6-pack of craft beer for dad. Smart man, came prepared. We walk in and mom is already sizing him up like a predator. So you're the electrician my daughter won't shut up about. Yes, ma'am. Nice to meet you. I've heard a lot about you too. I'm sure you have. What's your opinion on modern feminism? Oh God, she's starting already. Connor doesn't even hesitate. I think third wave feminism has done more harm than good to actual equality. First and second wave had valid points though. Mom's eyes light up. Go on. A lot of modern feminism isn't about equality anymore. It's about superiority and victimhood. Real equality means equal responsibility too. Mom looks at me. I like him already. He stays. That was easier than expected. Dad comes in from his home office where he was probably on Reddit. Hi, I'm Dan. Nice to meet you, Connor. They shake hands and Dad looks immediately concerned. Connor has a firm handshake and calloused hands from actual work. Dad's handshake is limp like a dead fish. We all sit down for dinner that Mom prepared. Conversation is flowing, mostly between Connor and Mom. They're discussing politics, culture, economics, everything. Dad is just kind of sitting there eating and occasionally nodding. So Connor, what do you think about the current political climate? Dad asks. I think both parties are corrupt, but conservatives at least pretend to care about traditional values. Dad looks uncomfortable. Well, I think we need more progressive policies to help people. Help people or enable them? There's a difference. Dad opens his mouth, but nothing comes out. Mom is trying not to laugh into her wine glass. Dan, he's got a point, and you know it. I just think we should be more compassionate, Dad says weakly. Compassion without accountability isn't compassion, it's enabling, Connor responds. I can see Dad is slightly intimidated, but also can't really argue. After dinner, Mom pulls me aside in the kitchen while Dad and Connor are in the living room. I approve. He's got a spine and he's not afraid to speak his mind. You really like him? More than like, I think he's good for you. He won't let you get away with bullshit, and he has his life together. What about Dad? He seemed concerned. Your dad is concerned because Connor is everything he's not. He'll come around. We go back to the living room and Dad is showing Connor his Funko Pop collection. Connor is being polite, but I can tell he thinks it's ridiculous. I never understood the appeal of these things, Connor says honestly. Dad looks hurt. They're collectibles and some are valuable. If you say so. I prefer to invest in tools and skills. Mom is loving every second of this. Over the next few months, Connor and I get more serious. We're talking about future plans, kids, marriage, the whole thing. He's met my parents a few more times. Mom and Connor get along amazingly. They text memes to each other. Dad is still kind of standoffish and concerned. One day I asked Dad directly, "Why don't you like Connor?" "I do like him. I'm just worried." "Worried about what?" "That he's too traditional, too conservative. What if he tries to control you?" "Dad, he respects me more than any guy I've dated. He just has standards and values. I just want you to be happy and safe." I am both of those things with him. Dad doesn't look convinced, but he hugs me. A few weeks later, Connor proposes to me at the beach at sunset. "It's perfect," I cry. I say yes, obviously. We tell my parents the next day. Mom is thrilled. Finally, I was wondering when he'd ask. Dad congratulates us, but I can see the concern in his eyes. Wedding planning begins and it's chaos. Mom helps me pick out a traditional white dress, none of that modern, colorful nonsense. Connor and I decide on a church wedding with a reception at a nice venue. Dad is paying for most of it because that's tradition, and he agreed. Connor insists on paying for the honeymoon, though. During planning, Connor asks Dad to help him with something. "Dan, I need help setting up the reception sound system. You're good with tech, right?" Dad perks up. "Yeah, I can help with that." They spend an entire Saturday together setting up equipment. I don't know what happened that day, but they come back different. Dad seems more relaxed around Connor. Connor seems to have more respect for Dad. I ask Connor about it later. "What happened with you and my dad?" "We just talked while working. He's not as bad as I thought. He's just wired differently." "What did you talk about?" "Life, marriage, you mostly. He really loves you and your mom. He's just not good at expressing it traditionally." "Did he give you the dad talk?" "Sort of. He said if I ever hurt you, your mom will kill me and he'll help hide the body." I laugh because that sounds exactly like something Dad would say. Wedding day arrives and I'm a nervous wreck. Mom helps me get ready, doing my makeup and hair. "You look beautiful, sweetie. Connor is a lucky man." "Thanks, Mom, for everything. Don't get emotional yet, you'll ruin your makeup." Dad comes in to walk me down the aisle. He's in a nice suit, actually looks put together for once. "You look handsome, Dad." "You look perfect. Are you sure about this?" "I've never been more sure of anything in my life." He takes a deep breath. "Okay then, let's go get you married." We walk down the aisle and I see Connor waiting at the altar. He's in a sharp navy suit, looking nervous and excited. When he sees me, his face lights up completely. The ceremony is beautiful. Traditional vows, nothing modern or weird. We exchange rings and the officiant pronounces us husband and wife. Connor kisses me and everyone applauds. Reception is at a nice venue with good food and open bar. Mom gives a speech about how she knew Connor was the one from the moment she interrogated him. Everyone laughs. Dad gives a speech and he's actually crying. I wasn't sure about Connor at first. He's not like me, he's stronger, more capable, more traditionally masculine. But watching them together, I realized that's exactly what my daughter needs. Someone who will challenge her, protect her, and love her unconditionally. "Connor, take care of my little girl. And remember what I said about your mother-in-law." More laughter. Connor and Dad hug it out, and I'm trying not to cry and ruin my makeup. Later in the reception, I see Dad and Connor talking and laughing together. They're discussing something about sports and tools. Mom comes up next to me. "Look at that. Your soy boy father made a friend." I can't believe they're actually bonding. Connor is good for him too. He needs a male friend who isn't on Reddit all day. "Mom, be nice." I am being nice. I said friend, didn't I? The reception goes late into the night. Connor and I do our first dance to a classic song, Nothing. Modern or ironic. We cut the cake, toss the bouquet, all the traditional stuff. My cousin catches the bouquet and immediately looks terrified. Connor and I say goodbye to everyone and head out. We're going to Italy for our honeymoon. 2 weeks of just us. On the plane, Connor holds my hand. "Your family is interesting." That's a polite way of putting it. "Your mom is hilarious and your dad grew on me. I noticed you two bonding at the reception." He's a good guy, just different from what I'm used to. He loves you and your mom in his own way. I'm glad you see that now. Besides, any man who can handle your mom for over 20 years deserves respect. I laugh because he's absolutely right. Honeymoon in Italy is perfect, romantic, everything I dreamed of. We eat amazing food, see historical sights, make lots of memories. Connor's the perfect husband already, attentive and caring. We come back home and start our married life together. Bought a house a few months before the wedding, been fixing it up. Connor does most of the work himself because he's handy like that. I handle the decorating and making it feel like home. Mom and Dad come over for dinner once a week now. Connor and Dad have actually become friends. They hang out sometimes. They go to hardware stores together, watch sports, work on projects. Mom is thrilled. I told you he'd be good for your father. I can't believe Dad has a male friend now. Your father needed someone to get him out of the house and off Reddit. One weekend, Connor and Dad are building a deck in our backyard. I'm inside with Mom having coffee and watching them work. Your dad is actually good with his hands when he tries, Mom observes. Connor is patient with him, teaching him stuff. That's what men do. They bond over building things and not talking about feelings. You're such a boomer, Mom. Millennial, actually, but I'll take it as a compliment. We watch as Dad accidentally hits his thumb with a hammer. Connor hands him ice and shows him the proper grip. Dad is actually listening and learning. I never thought I'd see the day, I say. What day? The day my soy boy, Reddit Dad, learns traditional masculine skills. Mom laughs. Connor is slowly turning him into a real man. It's beautiful to watch. You're terrible. I'm honest. There's a difference. A few months into marriage, life is good and stable. Connor works hard, provides well, comes home to me every day. We're talking about starting a family soon. I bring it up with Mom one day. Connor and I are thinking about having kids. Good. Don't wait too long. Your biological clock is ticking. Very subtle, Mom. I'm not here to be subtle. I'm here to be right. And I'm always right. Dad is excited about the idea of being a grandpa. He's already planning to teach his future grandkids about superhero movies. Connor has different plans. Our kids are going to learn real skills, not about fictional characters. Dad looks slightly offended but doesn't argue. Mom just smiles. This is going to be interesting. Connor and Dad continue their friendship over the following year. They built the deck, fixed my parents' fence, renovated part of Dad's home office. Dad is actually gaining practical skills and confidence. Mom says he's becoming less insufferable, but she still loves him. One day we're all having dinner at our house. Dad and Connor are discussing politics and actually agreeing on some things. Mom looks at me and mouths, "What timeline is this?" I shrug because I don't know either. Dad has slowly become more moderate, less soy, more grounded. Connor's influence on him has been significant. After dinner, Dad pulls me aside. "I need to tell you something." "What's up, Dad?" "I was wrong about Connor. He's exactly what you needed and honestly what I needed too." "What do you mean?" "I never had a strong male friend before. Someone who challenges me and teaches me things. Connor does that. I'm glad you two are friends now." "Me too. He's made me a better person and I see how happy he makes you." We hug and I'm getting emotional again. Meanwhile, Connor and Mom are probably sharing edgy memes in the living room. Later that night, Connor and I are in bed talking. "Your dad thanked me today." "For what?" "For being his friend and for marrying you. He said I make both of you happy." "You do make me happy, incredibly happy." "Good, because you make me happy too, even with your crazy-based mom and reformed soy dad." I laugh and cuddle closer to him. Life is weird but good. My based red-pilled 4chan shit-poster mom married my soy Reddit dad out of pity, and somehow it worked. I married a traditional conservative electrician, and my dad was concerned, but now they're best friends. Maybe the lesson here is that people can surprise you. Or maybe it's that love and friendship can bridge seemingly impossible gaps. Or maybe it's just that my family is absolutely insane, and somehow it all works out. Honestly, it's probably all three. A few years later, we have our first kid, a boy. Name him after my grandfather, traditional strong name. Mom is thrilled. Finally, a grandson to pass on the base genes. Dad is also thrilled, but in his own nerdy way. He immediately buys the baby a tiny Spider-Man onesie. Connor allows it because it's from Grandpa, but our son won't be raised on soy. Dad and Connor take turns holding the baby. It's surreal seeing them both so gentle and happy. Mom is taking pictures and posting them with captions like "Evolution of the Modern Man." I'm exhausted from giving birth, but also incredibly happy. My family might be dysfunctional and weird, but they're mine. Connor kisses my forehead. We did good. Yeah, we really did. Dad is showing our son the Spider-Man onesie. One day you'll understand why this is cool. Connor shakes his head, but he's smiling. Mom just rolls her eyes. Dan, the baby is 2 days old. Never too early to start his education. This is my life now, and honestly, I wouldn't change it for anything. My based mom and soy dad somehow made it work. Connor and I are making it work. Dad and Connor made their unlikely friendship work. Maybe that's what life is about. making unlikely things work through love and patience. Or maybe I'm getting too philosophical because I haven't slept in 48 hours. Probably the second one. But either way, I'm grateful for my weird, dysfunctional, perfect family. The electrician who my dad was concerned about is now his best friend and my husband. The mom who married out of pity is now giving marriage advice to everyone. The soy dad who collected Funko Pops now builds decks and fixes fences. And me, I'm just here watching it all happen and loving every minute. My face. When my base mom roasts my soy dad daily, but they've been happily married for decades. That feel when your conservative tradesman husband and your Reddit dad become best friends and restore your faith in unlikely connections. Be me, your mom, sitting here in 2025 watching you stress about your marriage and life. You want to know how your soy dad and I actually got together? Buckle up, kiddo. This is going to be a long story. Let me take you back to 1997, the year I was a senior in high school. Things were different back then. No smartphones, no social media, just pure chaos. I was basically the same person I am now, just without 4chan to post on because it didn't exist yet. I had the same edgy humor, the same no-nonsense attitude, just expressed it differently. Spent my time on IRC chat rooms and early internet forums, roasting people. Had a GeoCities page that was basically shitposting before shitposting, had a name. Anyway, senior year, spring semester, prom is coming up. I'm not really interested in going because high school dances are cringe. But my friends are pressuring me to go because it's our last prom and all that sentimental garbage. There's this guy at school, let's call him Brad because of course that was his name. Typical 90s jock, varsity football, slicked back hair with way too much gel, probably showered in Drakkar Noir, wore his Letterman jacket everywhere like it was a personality trait. Brad had been hitting on me for months, would not take a hint. Hey baby, you should come to my party this weekend. Hey gorgeous, let me carry your books. You know you want to go to prom with me. I rejected him every single time because he was insufferable. He was good looking, sure, but dumber than a box of rocks and arrogant as hell. Thought every girl should be grateful for his attention. Meanwhile, there's your dad. Let's call him Dan because that's his actual name. Dan was a nerdy kid, into comic books, Star Wars, science fiction, the whole 9 yards. Spent lunch period in the computer lab messing around on Netscape Navigator. He was on early internet forums talking about X-Files theories and debating which Star Trek captain was best. Had a collection of comic books in his locker that he was very protective of. Wore glasses that were way too big for his face. Had terrible fashion sense even for the 90s. I'm talking about button-up shirts with patterns that hurt your eyes and khakis that were too short. But he was genuinely nice, like actually kind to people without expecting anything back. We had English class together, and he always had interesting takes on the books we read. Never hit on me, never tried to impress me, just existed in his own nerdy bubble. One day in April, about 6 weeks before prom, I'm at my locker. Brad comes up with his posse of jock friends. So have you reconsidered prom yet? I'm the best option you're going to get. I'd rather stay home and watch paint dry than go anywhere with you. His friends all go, oh, like it's a WWE match. Brad gets embarrassed. Whatever, you're not even that hot anyway. I was doing you a favor. Sure you were. That's why you've asked me out 12 times. Now leave me alone. He walks away muttering about how I'm a bitch and I'll regret it. Spoiler alert, I never regretted it even a little bit. Your dad witnessed this entire exchange from down the hall. Later that day in English class, he passes me a note. Yes, we passed physical notes on paper like cavemen. It was a different time. The note says, that was the funniest thing I've seen all year. Brad's face was priceless. I write back, he deserved worse than that, honestly. We start passing notes back and forth during class. Turns out your dad has a pretty good sense of humor when he's not being awkward. He's also smart, like actually intelligent, not just memorizing facts for tests. Over the next few weeks, we become kind of friends. Sit together at lunch sometimes, talk about music and movies and books. He introduces me to some science fiction authors I'd never heard of. I introduce him to some punk music that wasn't mainstream yet. He's into weird stuff like Dune and Foundation. I'm into dystopian novels and cyberpunk. We bond over our shared love of Back to the Future movies. He does a pretty good Doc Brown impression. Great Scott! I do a decent Marty McFly. This is heavy. We quote the movies at each other constantly and it never gets old. One day, 3 weeks before prom, your dad is at his locker looking stressed. I walk up. What's wrong with you? Nothing, just thinking about prom. Are you going? No, nobody wants to go with me and I'm not going alone. He says it matter-of-factly, not like he's feeling sorry for himself, just stating reality. Why do you want to go if you think it's going to be lame? I don't really, but my mom keeps saying I'll regret it if I don't go. Something about memories and experiences. Moms always say stuff like that. Yeah, she's got this whole speech about how I need to be more social and put myself out there. I think about it for a second. I'm not going to prom either, don't have a date, and don't really care. But your dad is actually nice, and I enjoy hanging out with him. Fuck it, why not? I'll go with you. He looks at me like I just told him Santa is real. Wait, seriously? Yeah, why not? We're friends. It'll be less boring if we go together. Are you sure? I know I'm not exactly the most popular guy. I don't care about popularity. Most popular people are idiots anyway. You're actually interesting. His face lights up like a Christmas tree. Okay, yeah, that would be really cool. Thank you. Don't make it weird. It's just prom. Right, just prom. Cool, great, this is great. He's stammering and I realize he probably has a crush on me. Whatever, I can deal with that. News spreads fast in high school that your nerdy dad is going to prom with me. Brad is apparently pissed about it, tells people I have terrible taste. I tell him to cry about it and maybe examine why a nerd has better conversation skills than him. My friends are confused. Why are you going with Dan? You could get literally anyone. Because Dan is actually cool, once said. You get past the awkward exterior. Plus, he doesn't smell like an Abercrombie store exploded on him. They don't get it, but whatever, I don't need them to. Prom night arrives. It's May 1997. Your dad picks me up in his mom's minivan because of course he doesn't have his own car yet. He's wearing a rental tux that's slightly too big and his hair is slicked back with gel. He looks like he's playing dress up, but in an endearing way. He brings me a corsage. It's pink roses, actually pretty nice. You look really beautiful, he says nervously. Thanks, you clean up okay yourself. My parents take photos on our porch with an actual camera that uses film. My dad, your grandfather, is being typical protective dad. Have her home by midnight. Your dad nods vigorously. Yes, sir, absolutely, sir. My mom is smiling because she can tell your dad is harmless. We drive to prom in the minivan listening to the radio. Thank you again for doing this, he says. Stop thanking me, we're going to have fun. I just know this probably isn't your scene. It's not, but I'd rather be here with you than at home watching TV alone. He smiles at that. We get to prom. It's at a hotel ballroom, very fancy for teenagers. Decorations are over the top. There's a DJ playing 90s hits. Everyone is dressed up. We walk in and immediately people are staring. Brad is there with some cheerleader. He's glaring at us from across the room. Ignore him. He's just mad that you have better taste than his date, I say. Your dad laughs nervously. The night is actually fun. We dance to some slow songs. Your dad is awkward, but trying his best. He steps on my feet twice, but apologizes profusely each time. I'm not good at this, he admits. Nobody is good at slow dancing. We're all just swaying and hoping for the best. We dance to some upbeat songs. He's got no rhythm, but he's enthusiastic. I'm laughing because he looks ridiculous, but he doesn't care. You're actually fun when you let loose, I tell him. I don't usually let loose. This is new for me. You should do it more often. Halfway through the night, Brad comes up to us while we're getting punch. Enjoying your pity date? He says to your dad. Before your dad can respond, I step in. Enjoying being a walking cologne commercial with the personality of a brick? Brad's date giggles and he shoots her a look. Whatever. You two deserve each other. A couple of losers. Better to be a loser with substance than a winner with nothing inside. Now go away, Brad. You're lowering the IQ in this corner of the room. He walks away fuming. Your dad is looking at me with awe. That was amazing. He's an idiot. Someone needs to tell him occasionally. Nobody ever stands up to him like that. Well, I'm not nobody. The rest of prom goes smoothly. After the dance ends around 11 p.m., we have an hour before curfew. Want to get food? Your dad asks. Always. We go to this 24-hour diner that all the kids go to after dances. Order burgers and milkshakes, sit in a booth talking for an hour. Conversation flows naturally. We're discussing everything from movies to philosophy to what we want to do after graduation. I'm probably going to study computer science, he says. The internet is going to be huge. I can feel it. You're probably right. I'm thinking sociology or maybe psychology. That fits you. You're good at reading people. Thanks. You're good at understanding systems and how things work. We're having a genuinely good conversation. Better than I've had with most people. He's smart and thoughtful and actually listens when I talk. Most guys just wait for their turn to speak, but he actually engages with what I'm saying. We talk about Back to the Future again because we're nerds. If you had a time machine, where would you go? He asks. Probably the future. I want to see how things turn out. You? Same. I want to see if my predictions about technology are right. What if you could go back and change something in your past? Honestly, nothing. Everything led me to tonight, and tonight has been really great. I feel something shift in my chest when he says that. This nerdy, awkward guy who got rejected by everyone just said the sweetest thing. Tonight has been great for me too, I admit. He smiles, and there's a moment where we just look at each other. The waitress breaks the moment by bringing our check. Your dad pays for both of us, even though I offer to split it. My mom said I should pay for the date, he explains. This is a date? He panics. I mean, not if you don't want it to be. I just meant like the evening, the outing, not like a romantic, Dan, relax. It can be a date if you want it to be. Really? Yeah, really. This has been the best time I've had in months. Me too. Best night of my life, honestly. He drives me home and walks me to the door. Classic 90s prom night scene playing out. Thank you for tonight, he says. You made prom actually fun. Thank you for being good company. There's an awkward moment where he doesn't know if he should try to kiss me. I make the decision for him and kiss him on the cheek. His face turns bright red. Oh, wow. Okay, that's great. Good night, Dan. See you Monday. Good night. This was great. Really great. I'm going to stop saying great now. I laugh and go inside. My parents are still up waiting for me. How was it? My mom asks. Actually really fun. Dan is sweet. Are you going to see him again? My dad asks suspiciously. Probably. We're friends. Over the next few weeks before graduation, your dad and I hang out more. We study together for finals, go see movies, just spend time together. Nothing official, just two people enjoying each other's company. Graduation happens, we both walk across the stage, throw our caps, all that ceremonial stuff. Summer before college, we keep hanging out. He gets a job at a computer repair shop, I work at a bookstore. We see each other a few times a week, it's casual and easy. One night in July, we're watching Back to the Future at his house. His parents are out for the evening. We have the living room to ourselves. We're sitting on the couch, and he puts his arm around me during the movie. Bold move for him, I'm impressed. I lean into him and we just watch the movie like that. When it ends, he looks at me nervously. Can I ask you something? Sure. Are we dating? Like officially? Because I'd like to be dating you officially if that's okay. It's the most awkward confession ever, but it's also genuine and sweet. Yeah, we're dating. Have been for a while now, you just didn't realize it. Oh good, I was worried I was misreading signals. You're terrible at reading signals, but yes, we're together. He kisses me, and it's clumsy but nice. We date through the summer and decide to go to the same university. Different majors, but same school. We can still see each other. College years are good. We grow together, figure out who we are. He gets really into online forums and chat rooms, spends hours debating Star Trek episodes. I find IRC channels and early internet communities where I can be sarcastic and edgy. We balance each other out, he softens my edges, and I sharpen his confidence. After college, we move in together. Both get jobs in our fields. He's doing IT work, I'm working in social services. We get engaged in 1999, married in 2000, small ceremony with family and friends. Brad shows up to our 10-year reunion in 2007, divorced and working a dead-end job. Your dad and I show up together, happy and stable. Brad tries to talk to me. Hey, long time no see? Not long enough, I respond and walk away. Your dad high-fives me later. Around 2005, your dad discovers Reddit and becomes obsessed. Suddenly he's on there all the time, posting about technology and movies and random stuff. It's like forums, but better organized, he explains. I check it out, decide it's too wholesome and moderated for my taste. Then in 2003, 4chan launches, and I find my people. The edgy humor, the chaos, the complete lack of filter, it's perfect. I become a regular on several boards, shitposting and roasting people. Your dad thinks 4chan is too mean. Why would you want to be on a site where everyone is awful to each other? Because it's funny and honest. Reddit is fake nice, 4chan is real mean. I prefer real. We have this dynamic where he's wholesome Reddit guy and I'm edgy 4chan woman. Somehow it works because we respect each other's differences. Around 2010, Funko Pops become a thing and your dad starts collecting them. They're collectibles, he says defensively when I make fun of him. They're plastic toys for adults who never grew up. You spent 3 hours on 4chan yesterday arguing about anime. That's different. I'm building community. By calling people slurs when in Rome. We have a kid, that's you, and we're both excited and terrified. Your dad is a good father, patient and kind, teaches you to be curious about the world. I'm the bad cop parent, teaching you to question everything and not take shit from anyone. We balance each other in parenting like we do in everything else. Marvel movies get huge in the 2010s with the MCU. Your dad is obsessed, sees every movie opening weekend, buys all the merchandise. I tease him relentlessly. You're a grown man watching superhero movies. You're a grown woman arguing with teenagers on 4chan. Touché. Over the years, he becomes more of what you'd call a soy boy, into wholesome content, progressive politics, compassionate to a fault. I become more of what you'd call based and red-pilled, edgy humor, traditional values in some ways, harsh but fair. We're complete opposites, but we love each other deeply. Because here's the thing, kiddo, I didn't just marry your dad out of pity. Yes, that's how it started. I felt bad that no one wanted to go to prom with him. But somewhere between that first dance and now, I fell completely in love with him. He's kind when I'm harsh. He's patient when I'm quick to judge. He's soft when I'm hard. He makes me better, and I make him stronger. We've been married 25 years now, and I'd do it all again. Every awkward moment, every difference of opinion, every debate about 4chan versus Reddit. Because at the end of the day, he's my person. The nerdy kid who wore glasses too big for his face and had no sense of style. The guy who talked about Star Trek theories and collected comic books. The man who became my husband and the father of my child. So when you ask me why I married your soy dad, the answer is complicated. It started with pity, turned into friendship, grew into love, and became partnership. He's not perfect, he's actually kind of ridiculous with his Marvel obsession and Reddit posts, but he's perfect for me. And honestly, seeing him bond with Connor has been beautiful. Watching your soy dad learn to build things and gain practical skills. Seeing him become friends with a traditionally masculine guy and not feel threatened. That's growth. That's maturity. That's what 25 years of marriage teaches you. You can be different from someone and still love them completely. You can mock each other relentlessly and still respect each other deeply. You can be a 4chan shit poster married to a Reddit wholesome poster and make it work. Because love isn't about being the same, it's about choosing each other every day. Even when he's annoying me with his Funko Pops and I'm annoying him with my dark humor. Even when we disagree about politics or parenting or what to watch on TV, we choose each other every single day for 25 years. So yeah, I married your dad because I felt sorry for him initially, but I stayed married to him because he's the best decision I ever made. And now watching you build your life with Connor, seeing your dad bond with his son-in-law, it all comes full circle. The awkward, nerdy kid from 1997 became the man who walked you down the aisle. The edgy girl who rejected the jock became the mother-in-law who approves of traditional values. Life is weird and wonderful and unexpected, just like that night in 1997 when I said yes to prom out of pity. Never could have predicted it would lead to this. 25 years, one kid, countless arguments about internet culture, and infinite love. That's the story of how your soy dad and your based mom got together. And honestly, I wouldn't change a single thing, except maybe his Funko Pop collection. That could be smaller. But everything else, perfect. My face. When the nerdy kid I took to prom out of pity became the love of my life and father of my child. That feel when 25 years later, you're still in love with the same awkward guy who quoted Back to the Future on your first date.